Welcome to Main Street Minds with your host, Amish Munshi. This is where industry leaders and seasoned pros share their secrets to success beyond limits. Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome to Main Street Minds. Today we have a very special guest, Shavonne, with us, and I'm very excited because if you want to know what a truck producer does, if you want to get some real advice in real estate, Shavonne is the person to reach out to. And looking forward to learning more about you and tell us all your secrets.
Well, thank you, Amish. It's very nice to be here. How are you?
Doing great today. It's a beautiful
Good.
day today.
It is a beautiful day.
Yeah. So, I generally start off by asking, like, how did you get started? Like, what motivated you? Like, it's always a very interesting aspect of a person saying, real estate is mostly a second career. Only for a very select few, it's like the first career of choice. But how did you get started in real estate?
So I actually was a teacher. I was a high school
Mhm.
science teacher for 10 years in Newport News Public Schools. And I wanted, I've always been the kind of person that wants to do everything. So
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to do something different. I love teaching, but it had
Mhm.
gotten kind of routine, and I kind of felt limited in what I could do with some of the project ideas I had and things
Yeah.
like that. So I kind of wanted, okay, am I reaching my potential? What else could I do? So that I had sort of had those sorts of questions. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I decided, okay, well, I have two rental properties. I
Mhm.
said, let me, look into real estate, then I can learn more about what I have and also build a second career from it. So
Yeah.
that's how it started.
Yeah, and it's always amazing when we think about real estate. There's just so much about it, more than what most people quite realize, right? Like it's not just like there's a property, there's a tenant, or there's a buyer and a seller. There's just
Hmm.
so much more that happens in the real world with real
Yeah.
estate.
And
So,
it's so not routine.
oh
Yeah,
no,
that's one thing I do like about it is it's nothing mundane about real estate. Like you do some or redundant. You do something different. Every transaction is different.
yeah, and at
Hmm.
every single transaction, there is always something that's so unique that always comes up, and we're like, how come
Hmm.
this has not happened before? And
Yes.
yeah, that's where
Yeah.
that's. I'm so glad there's like rules and regulations that saying, hey, get multiple people involved in a transaction. If it's just a buyer, like there is a reason why a buyer and a seller generally don't trade real estate together, right? There is you need a
Hmm.
professional, you need on a transaction there is at least 10 people involved in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone brings in a very unique perspective of what they're offering, and
Yes.
and it's just amazing how something that's just so expensive, and all the professionals don't cost like nearly as much as we think they should, like an
Hmm.
appraiser, an inspector, like all of them, just relatively the value that they add to the transaction is just incredible. And at the same
Yes.
time, being able to find the right home, knowing about the location and all of that is just so valuable. So,
Yes.
uh, how did you go from like what from being a teacher, owning to real estate, to completely transitioning over as a full-time professional?
So I went straight to full time.
Yeah.
I didn't come in as a part-time agent. I went straight to full time.
Mm-hmm.
I saved up some money, not as much as I should have, but I saved up some money, and I also when I ended my year of teaching, they break it down so where you get when you're teaching, they give you certain allotments over the summer. By me
Yeah.
leaving in June of 2019, they gave me the amount that I would have gotten over the summer, they gave it to me in one lump sum. Then I had my money saved. So
Mm-hmm.
my plan was to be producing by November of
Okay.
2019.
Yeah.
But then I didn't have my first closing until February 2020. So, because
Wow. Yeah.
I had a lot of, I would call it all training though. I
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of buyers that came in and they couldn't get pre-approved for whatever reason. I had a lot of sellers didn't have equity at that
Mm-hmm.
time, um, or people who just changed their mind. I had one listing on the market and the guy changed his mind. So
Yeah.
I called it my education period.
Yeah.
Well, the whole career is your education period, but that
Mm-hmm.
was like my intensive education period.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a slow transition, although you're thinking like, okay, like you probably had some help, somebody like giving you leads and getting you opportunities to open houses, or because that's still a very fast learning pace, like going
Hmm.
from having a transaction within 3 months. A lot of agents don't even manage to do that. So you did that by yourself.
So what I did too was I mostly we don't I don't buy leads,
Mm-hmm.
but I did have referrals. I did have let's see what else. I did have open house opportunities with the
Yeah.
other agents gave me. And I also we have a property management division here at our
Yeah.
brokerage. So I use that to my benefit too.
Mm-hmm.
I um I was so active in touching touching my sphere and
Mm-hmm.
letting people in my former career know that I was in real estate now.
Yeah.
But then I also use the rental side of the
Mm-hmm.
property management piece, and I would work rentals for them to
Mm-hmm.
make a little bit here and there. Then I would also try to convert rentals and things like that. So I was
Yeah.
trying to just make use of what was in front of me, make use of what was in
Yeah.
my hands, had
Yeah.
access
Yep.
to.
Yeah. Makes sense. So that's always very interesting, right?
Hmm.
Working the sphere is probably the best way to work, at least when we are getting started, and then the clients itself have other referrals that will come up. So, how much of the first year transaction was people within your sphere, or like how much was it more of working the leads from open houses or somewhere else versus like your own existing network?
It was mostly my sphere.
Hmm.
I've born and raised in Hampton Roads. So I've like I said, I taught for 10 years. So a lot of my clients, I've worked with a lot of teachers, I worked with a lot of administrators, I've worked with a lot
Hmm.
of staff members in the school system.
Yeah.
I have worked with family members. I was looking just over my numbers today, and five of my clients this year have been past clients already. So
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, that's
mostly my
always
sphere.
amazing. Yeah. So, how was the first transaction? Like just getting that first transaction in February and making that happen. Tell us a little bit more about it. How was the over was it like, oh my God, there's just so much that has to be done, or was it easy?
Hmm. So they were renters, and I didn't feel like there was a whole lot that had to be done, but it wasn't easy either because they were
Mhm.
first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed is with some first-time home buyers, and it makes sense because it's a major transaction, a lot of
Mhm.
money they're spending. There's a lot of anxiety and nervousness on their part. So
Yeah.
this particular couple, they were high on that end of anxiety and nervousness. So that was, I think,
Hmm.
the most difficult part is trying to manage client expectations and trying to reassure them that,
Hmm.
um, yeah, that everything would be fine. And I think with the team that we work with the lender and the inspector, I think all of those individuals came into play to just help comfort them and make them feel better about it.
Yeah.
But I
That,
remember we were at the home inspection. On the day of the home inspection, I remember the husband looking at his phone and saying, "Oh, this house just came up. Can we go see this one?" And I was like, "We are at your home inspection."
yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it happens, right? There is always that urge of saying, hey, let's see if there is that one little thing that's a little bit better. But many times, in reality is like once you settle into a house, that
Hmm.
is the one that is the most special. You could
Yeah.
have a like a double the price of like another house that's like twice the price, or that's just slightly better, but the home that you're living in is going to be just so much more important and so much more special. And you
Hmm.
can always modify few things and to make it your own, right? So
Yes.
that's the best part about owning a home.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us from 2020 to 2025, like what's it been like?
So it's been a whirlwind.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, so we have this thing at my office called Cupcake Wars
Mm-hmm.
every Friday before Valentine's Day, where we have all these cupcakes and people come from all over the place and they buy cupcakes and the charity go and the money it's a
Mhm.
charity. The money goes to CHKD, Children's Hospital of King's Daughters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember the February before I had I think the month my closing was supposed to take place, that first February in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my broker had breakfast with another broker, and I
Mm-hmm.
introduced myself at and all these people are there at Cupcake Wars. I
Mm-hmm.
introduced myself, and the broker says, "I know all about you. You're Shavonne. You're gonna be a rock star."
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that made me feel so good because my broker had been encouraging me and let me know that, this was just before I knew it, things were going to change so fast that I wouldn't even believe what was happening. And she was right. Like things really changed. Like I pulled my numbers in 2020 I did 17 transactions, which was like 2.9 in volume, 2.9 million in
Mm-hmm.
volume. 2021 I did 8 million in volume. Um, so my first full year, no, my second full year. And then 2022, 6.2. And it's been consistent since then, up to 8.4 last year. So
Yeah, that is amazing. So I see like a constant growth trend, and I think last year and this year were not easy easy markets to work in.
yes.
And having growth just means you're doing all the right things. So your
Yeah.
clients love you, you're doing the right things for them, and that's the most important part.
Yeah. And I'm getting to help people. I think that the most important part to me, the thing that I like about it, the thing that I respect about it is that people trust me and yeah, they trust me to walk them through this process of purchasing their first home or selling their home or
Yeah.
that's a big honor to me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and people really respect that and like treat you as a friend, right? They're saying, "Hey, I'm
Exactly.
trusting you with my most important purchase of my life,"
Mhm.
and uh, there are some people who know the neighborhoods well, but and there are some people that know the real estate, kind of the physical aspects
Mhm.
of a building. But being able to bridge both of them together, getting a right house for the right person that's safe and good and harmonious for them to build their whole like it's just amazing how much of an impact it has on a person's life, and they're
Yes.
trusting you with it. So yeah, so tell us more about what's happening right now. Like, are you seeing more sellers, more
Mhm.
buyers? What is happening in the market?
So I would say, so I had mostly sellers this year,
Okay.
but I would say that as of maybe a month or two ago, I am seeing more buyers starting to come out.
Okay.
But the buyers that I've seen over the course of this year has mostly been first time home buyers.
Oh.
Um, my buyers have been either people who were moving out of the area or
Mm-hmm.
people who were first time home buyers that just were fed up with renting and wanted to
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and purchase a home. So
Yeah, and
that's what
it's
I'm
it's
seeing.
amazing how many renters we still have, right? Most people don't realize they are able to buy a house.
Hmm.
They want to buy a house, but they just think they cannot. They just think it's just too complicated, not meant for them. But the opportunities are there. The initial scare saying, hey, my mortgage payment for the next 30 years is going to be just a number at $5,000 a month, but I'm
Hmm.
paying 3,000 a month in rent. But when we add everything up, it's like it does like yeah, so you may be paying more, maybe paying less as well sometimes while buying a house, but uh it's not it's the reality is not as scary as those numbers make you feel. It's not that
Yeah.
difficult to buy a house.
And I heard a statistic this morning that said that this year we're in the best place that we've been in in the last 3 years with regards to affordability.
Oh yes. Yeah,
So,
that's a big one. I've not heard that since 5 years at least. I think
mhm.
I
So
think
it's been tough.
entire career, right? We have always heard it's not affordable. And I think this is very, very big news saying, hey, you've heard this from somebody from somewhere saying, hey, things are making sense. And even for me, like I was in the San Francisco market and I was like 4 or 5 years ago, we would not think about San Francisco being possible to be buying anything, but we are at a stage where we are like, yeah, it's not that far off from the neighborhoods. It's yeah, there is something available for 1 million. There is something available for 2 million. There is inventory available that people can actually buy.
Mhm. Especially people who see potential in properties. If
Yeah.
I have a client that can see potential in properties, then that really, like, I love that, because then we're not just limiting ourselves to like the bright and shiny houses, the
Yeah.
ones that are all redone with the new flooring, fresh paint,
Yeah.
fully renovated homes. Well, now we can look at other things and think, okay, how can we use this to our advantage, the fact that this house is not being looked at by everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, and in today's market, I think you did mention you're seeing more sellers, but buyers are coming back this month. I think 2025 is been a very topsy-turvy world where I saw like more activity in quarter one.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, the peak activity is quarter two and three, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
think that was much slower, and I think quarter four is going to be busy with the rate cuts that have happened, and
Yeah,
I think it's going to be an exact inverted year where first and
I
fourth
think so.
quarter is going to be more busy, and
Mm-hmm.
second and third quarter we were wondering like where is my tenant? Like it was difficult to even find tenants sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think next year is going to be really good for buyers. It's going to be
yeah,
better for buyers.
yeah, yeah, exactly, and the sellers as well because the house will actually sell.
Exactly. Yeah, it benefits both parties. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, so what are some of the things you would recommend to a buyer right now, like in today's market?
Um, let's see. I would say, let's see, to buyers.
Yeah, like is it the right time? Is it like
Well,
what are some of the places that they should be buying?
hmm I always say that most clients that I've had, they're always glad that they bought when they did. So
Yeah,
I think the sooner you jump in, the better, for one thing,
yeah,
because housing prices tend to just go up in value.
yeah,
Even if they stabilize for a moment, they will go up. And
yeah,
then also, even rate wise, when people talk about waiting for the rate, when you wait for the rate, as we all know, that means other buyers come out too, so
yeah,
prices go up because
yeah,
the demand goes up.
yeah.
So it's always, I feel like it's always when you get in. My grandmother's 101,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked her one time, what does she think about that? Because her and my
Yeah,
grandfather purchased a house in 1961 when my mother was
yeah,
5. And I said, when do you think is the right time to buy? Because she's the one that pushed my grandfather to buy. He wanted
yeah,
to keep renting, and she was like, no, we need to buy a house. So
yeah,
I said, when is the right time to buy, Grandma? And she's a very strong mind.
yeah,
She said, well, when you can. She said,
yeah,
that's the right time.
yeah,
Those are her words.
exactly. And
You don't wait for, it's just like when just like people having children, there's not going to be a perfect time to do either.
yeah, yeah,
But
exactly. It feels
you
scary, but it's not.
prepare yourself.
The reality is a lot more manageable. It's not going to, your life is not going to be uprooted. You're going to just
Mm-hmm.
have a better life. And yeah, there are certain situations when somebody shouldn't be buying, like if they can't afford it, if they don't have a
Yes.
job, or yeah, there
Yes.
are
So
situations you,
they are the ones that can't. So they're not.
yeah,
So when she says when you can, they don't
exactly.
qualify for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, and just as I asked about like the buyers, like what are you recommending the sellers in today's market to be able to like sell their house?
I think sellers have to be realistic and realize this is 2025 and not 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
That no matter what your neighbor's house sold for,
Mm-hmm.
or that your neighbor didn't pay closing costs, or you didn't pay closing costs when you bought the house,
Mm-hmm.
that's not, I think sellers need to not focus on that. A lot of times, I'm looking for a win-win situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll try to like explain to sellers that remember when you first bought your first home, and you know those type of things that help them to relate to the buyer. That you
Yeah.
have to just I think it's so very important to set realistic expectations of where the market is, um where the market is, who the target buyer is,
Mm-hmm.
um, will the potential of them asking for closing cost assistance, how that looks, and how it looks without and with it
Mm-hmm.
and with that. Nothing makes me more happy than when we do these quick cost sheets to give them an estimate
Mm-hmm.
of how much their net will be. And
Yeah.
we do a quick cost sheet, and nothing makes me more happy than getting to the closing table and seeing that my seller's getting more than what we anticipated.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if it's $100 more or $1,000 more,
Yeah.
like that makes me feel so accomplished.
Yeah. And in terms of ratio, it may be 0.1% or 1%, But when we
Mm-hmm.
think back, what would that do? Maybe it pays off a little more of their car. It might bring down all of their credit card debt, like something, right? It's just
Mm-hmm.
amazing how much more money is there in a house than everything else combined. Like one house could probably
Yes.
pay off everything.
Oh, I had one lady. I was just talking about her the other day. I helped her buy a house in 2020
Hmm.
for $95,000.
Yeah,
I mean, it was hard. It was during COVID, so it was one of those houses that you couldn't even see until you got it under contract.
yeah.
That's what they had in there because they had a special needs child.
Hmm.
So we did go ahead and write the contract, the offer, because she's one of those ones that she sees potential.
Yeah,
She told me, she said, Siobhan, when you see this house after I get into it, it's gonna look totally different. And it
yeah,
did look totally different once she got it. So fast
yeah.
forward to last year, and she's gotten married now, and they have a blended family, and she was also pregnant. And she told me she wanted, her husband's blind.
Oh,
She
okay.
told me she wanted, so she is the one income. So she said
Yeah.
she wanted to find a house that was, because her house that she purchased before was like 700 square feet.
Hmm.
She said she wants a house at least twice that size.
Yeah,
She wants two bathrooms because she had one bathroom, and
yeah.
she wants to pay no more than 12. She wants to pay around $1,200.
Hmm.
And when she told me that, I was like, I don't know where we're going to find this miracle house, but I'm all for it. Let's go on this ride. She's a woman of strong faith. And I said, okay, I'm with, like, if you believe it, I'll do my best, and I'll try to, we'll do our best to look for what you're looking for, help you find what
Yeah,
you're looking for. So
yeah.
she did find a house, and she was able to take the equity from the first house.
Hmm.
She bought a house. She sold the first house for like 179. The
Oh,
second
wow.
house was 165, because it was a fixer-upper,
Hmm.
but it did qualify for financing. But
Oh, nice.
it needed a lot of cleaning up, and a lot of,
Hmm.
it wasn't in the best condition as far as
Yeah,
cosmetics,
yeah.
but nothing bad that it didn't qualify
Hmm.
for financing.
Hmm.
So she got so the house that was 165, she purchased that one. She put all her money from the first house onto that house. Her
Hmm.
payment was 12, so she got 1,400 square feet,
Yeah,
um, two bathrooms, and her payment was 1,250.
yeah. It's amazing, right?
And it was like, yes,
Yeah, it's a complete miracle. Like,
yes,
and
exactly.
yeah,
And she
and
took
what is it
there,
worth now?
there was a den. Well, that was just last year, so it's
Oh, okay,
probably not changed.
okay,
Well, I have to
okay.
go back and see what she's
Yeah,
done to it, but I know it looks wonderful.
yeah.
But because that's what she does. She's very handy. She built
Hmm.
a shed at the old house. She did
Oh,
all kind
nice,
of stuff like by herself.
nice.
But
Yeah.
she was so they had like an entertainment room downstairs with a bathroom off of it.
Hmm.
So she made that her primary bedroom. So she had an
Okay.
ensuite,
Yeah.
and then there was three floors. So all the kids, like, there was one room, there was the third floor was kind of like, how in a Cape Cod you
Hmm.
have kind of low ceilings type.
Yeah.
So it's like that kind of room, like perfect for little kids. So she put two of the girls on that third floor, and like she brightened it up and just made it more pleasant. And yeah.
Perfect. Nice.
So
That's
I did go by and see her when I dropped off like a 1 month anniversary gift, but I haven't been back there since then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Makes sense. And over time it's amazing, like the
Hmm.
value, the way value increases over time, and the
Yes.
mortgage gets paid off over time. So even if the payment is a little bit more than renting, sometimes it's less than renting. But what you end up getting in return, oh, it's a long-term approach, right? With real estate, there's nothing.
Yes.
Not, if you're planning to do something within short term, it generally doesn't work out. Real estate is a long term. It's a home. It adds. It has an impact to the life, and it takes time to see those fruits of
Yeah,
everything that
and
we are putting into it.
there's so many things you can do to add equity to your house.
Yeah,
So, hmm we
yeah.
talked
That
about putting
that
a
could be
garage
very.
in the backyard, all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And like, and you did mention you are seeing more first-time home buyers, so I'm really excited for that specifically. Like,
Mhm.
it's just amazing when we have actual first-time home buyers buying houses, right? Like, uh,
Yes.
that's a sign of a healthy market. I think on one side I was thinking it's going to be a completely buyer's market, but I think this is a healthy market when first-time home buyers are actually buying homes and living over there. It's not when things were going completely crazy, like there would be large companies coming in and buying houses. It's
Yep.
not sustainable. It's not. It's not good. It's fine
Yeah.
for like less than 1% of the market. If that's happening, that's okay. But yeah, when 5, 10, 15% of the market is institutional buyers, yeah, it's probably not good.
Yeah. It's a lot of disappointment then too.
Yeah,
A lot of disappointed buyer or
yeah,
disappointed potential buyers.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the valuation is kind of inflated, not
Mhm.
real, and even if it's just 5 or 10% of the market, it kind of impacts everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we go along, like I always like to ask, like, what are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do outside work?
Huh. Well, I'm known to be a foodie. So a
Okay.
lot of my friends and coworkers, they
Mm-hmm.
will ask me, which restaurant have you been to lately? Or which restaurant's your favorite right now? Or, where
Yeah.
should I go for dinner? Where should I go for date night? Where should I go for brunch? Where should I go? So I'm a big foodie and I do travel for food. So
Yeah.
um
So
and I like to
yeah.
work also do a lot of yard work. I like to work in the yard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
plenty to do there, especially I don't so my yard is pretty mossy, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
trees. So there's not a lot to do during the summer, but there's a lot to do during this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots.
And
There's a lot of fall leaves and everything that needs to be removed.
but I'm also active. I've been on the bowling league.
Mm-hmm.
Not this year, but last year I was on the bowling league for the past few years. I'm doing a half marathon in March.
That's sweet.
So I stay pretty active.
Yeah, that's always good to like. It's amazing how the real estate lifestyle allows us to do some of these things. Uh,
Mhm.
Most other careers will also allow us, but over here, I think there is a little more flexibility and freedom. It's not
Mhm.
like we can just do whatever we feel like doing. It's not like we are only following our hobbies and passions. It's just that we are able to balance it a little more in as a real estate professional.
Yeah, this is not a hobby, but I'm also like the local association president-elect for the Realtor Association. So
Yeah.
it's that yeah, that can take up some time too, as far as not too much time. I don't let it take up too much time. I give it its proper place, but yeah, that's kept me
That
busy
is a
this year
big thing.
also.
So tell us more about that. Like how did you come across that opportunity and like what was the what does it entail?
It pretty much entails kind of looking out for our members, making
Mm-hmm.
sure that we can continue doing real estate, making
Mm-hmm.
sure that our members are educated, making sure that our members are in the know, that
Mm-hmm.
type of thing as far as what's coming down the pipeline in real estate, what we need to know in order to avoid risk,
Mm-hmm.
um, to just be better realtors and to serve our community and our clients.
Sweet.
But
Yeah.
it right now it consists of a lot of traveling too. I go to a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the I'm supposed to go to Houston for a NAR conference, a National
Sweet.
Association of Realtors conference mm,
Yeah.
this month, next week actually. And then I went to
Yeah.
Chicago in August, and then I had to go to DC, or I got to go to DC. I had the opportunity to go to DC in April. So,
Sweet. Yeah,
so
that's that.
it's my first time being in that sort of position. So it's been interesting. Met a
Yeah.
lot of nice people all across the nation
Yeah,
that are
and like
passionate about
it's
real
it's
estate.
good to meet people from different regions. It's amazing just how
Hmm.
much variety exists, even within California, within North and South, or even within the surrounding counties. Just the way the contracts are written and what people expect is just completely different.
Yes.
In one county, we do inspections before listing. The other one, the buyers does the inspections. One of them, the transfer taxes are split versus one of them just assumes the seller pays for it, so the buyer comes with less down. It's just amazing. Small little
Yes,
intricacies and differences between the regions are just amazing.
that's very true. Yes.
Yeah. So so what as we look forward into next 1 year to 5 year duration, I would say, where do you see yourself?
That's a good question. I got my associate broker's license last
Hmm.
year. Um, but I don't have any plans at this time of like opening my own brokerage or anything like that.
Hmm.
I just want to continue. I want to just continue serving, being an
Hmm.
advocate for my clients. That's what I see right now. I'd have to probably sit down and kind of kind of do some goal setting to see if there's anything else
Yeah.
beyond that.
Yeah, and that's a perfect place to be, right? Like
Hmm.
buyers and sellers can actually reach out to you and say, hey, they are going to be speaking with you and not somebody else within your team. Like they're actually going to be working with you.
I do have a couple dreams though, now that I think about it. I and maybe it's time to kind of put those down and start making
Hmm.
plans for those. One thing I want to do is I want to have it's kind of like an apartment complex. I want to have two.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
one is for the elderly, and I
Hmm.
want them to have like the assistance that they need and the care that they need right there on
Yeah,
site. And I want them to have someone to help, with transportation and all that stuff. I
yeah.
want something along those lines. And then I also want something to help people um, transition into the workforce from
Hmm.
wherever they came from. There would have to be restrictions in place to keep people safe, of course, in
Hmm.
both environments, but especially with the transitioning people, because some might come from, violent lifestyles or things
Yeah,
like that, or domestic situations.
yeah.
But I want to do something for them too to help, like
Hmm.
with training, with education, just to help, help provide clothes for
Yeah,
work and for interviews and things of that nature. Just something to help people get on their feet so that we can cultivate that community of people going back to help other people and
yeah,
grabbing people up to take them with you.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I also see a little bit of synergy between both of these options as well.
Hmm.
Like you could, like when you have an kind of a semi-assisted or an assisted living environment, you need people to take care of the elderlies as well. So that could be a starting point for some people to make a career as well who are transitioning back. At
Yeah.
least something to
Yes.
start with, right? And
Yes.
then pursue when an opportunity comes up, they can transition into something that they want to do.
Yes. I think it's about meeting the right people too and connecting and kind of, I think as you meet new people, you kind of fill in the gaps
Hmm.
as to
Oh
who can
yeah,
help you take you to where
yeah,
actually you're going, you know?
yeah. Makes sense. So cool. Thanks. And as we come close to the end of this episode, I always like to ask what's the best way people can reach you? Like, is it on social media or an email or something?
So the best way to reach me really is by phone. And email too is great.
Hmm.
I'm not a big social media person. I try. I really
Yeah,
try. And I put it on my list of things to do to improve every year, and
yeah,
it kind of
yeah.
falls to the wayside because I kind of get absorbed in everything else. But yeah, my phone number is 757 696 4257. My email is ShavonneMiles@LizMore.com.
Mhm.
That's Shavonne, SHAVONNE, Miles, MILES, at Lizmore, LIZ as in zebra, MOORE.com.
Sweet. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. And so if you're in the right market, if definitely reach out to Shavonne, and she'll take very good care of you on both like listing or buying side. And even if you just need any other real estate assistance, feel free to reach out to her. I've known her for a while, and I could recommend her definitely for working with you and taking very good care of you.
Thank you, Amish.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Main Street Minds. Want to share your journey with our audience? Head over to mainstreetmindspodcast.com/guest to apply.